Okay, I have a really exciting video for y'all today. So a little while back, I helped my cousin build out the equestrian training facility of his dreams, Thornwood Acres. Honestly, it's been going really well. I think the members are really enjoying the space, and our eventing team has been progressing well in our weekly lessons. And we've been starting to brainstorm some really fun events for the start of the summer. More to come on that eventually. Jellybean has really been having a good time because she's spending a lot more time with Des again. As stoic as Des is, I think she missed her foster sister. And speaking of horses, that brings me to the topic of today's video. Since I have now officially taken the job at Thornwood, one of my responsibilities is making sure we have a good mix of horses for our lesson program. We have a mix of riders from all different disciplines and levels, and we want to make sure our program has horses that cover that same gamut. While most of our riders bring their own horses, there are some gaps we specifically want to fill. The most common request we've received was for more eventing horses. There was also a few requests for show jumping and dressage specifically, and we have a few Western students looking for more variety as well. Taking all of that into consideration, I put together a pitch for Arlo, and he finally agreed to let me go horse shopping. Since we're just starting out, we can't go too overboard. Honestly, I think he's only coming with me to keep me in check, but I can't say I blame him. I have a bit of a soft spot when it comes to rescue horses, and I would absolutely bring back a horse that didn't actually fit our needs, especially if it meant they would have a loving home. In any event, our first stop was the traveling horse market. This footage is from a couple of weeks ago, but I still wanted to include it because, well, you'll see. Every month or so, the Moorlands will host a traveling horse market. There are a lot of different breeders and dealers who will bring their horses for auction or just outright sell them for a bit less than their usual rates. To be honest, I don't always get the best vibe from the horse market. Sometimes I feel like the horses are priced so low because they just want to get rid of them, which breaks my heart. But for every 10 horses that aren't in the best shape, there is a diamond in the rough. There are a few horses that get brought out by local barns and lesson programs who are looking at trading or moving their horses to a different barn for any reason really, and one of these horses was Macy. Macy is a 14-year-old Belgian warmblood with a stunning Tobiano coat. She was a lesson horse at Camp Jorvik, showing with the students and hunters and show jumping. She's done well at the novice to intermediate levels and overall is a very seasoned horse with a calm temperament and great rideability. Now you might be thinking, she sounds great, so what's wrong with her? I get it, I said the same thing, but there's nothing that she did wrong. As Camp Jorvik is preparing for their summer season, they basically did an audit of their horses, and Macy just wasn't as popular with the riders as some of their other younger horses. They maintain that she is an excellent horse and in good health and everything, but they think it's just time that she go to another barn or program to see if other riders take to her more. I gave Arlo the most convincing puppy dog stare I could muster, and he caved. Point 1 for Arya and Macy. We brought her home that day, had her checked out by Kid, and she's been settling in nicely. The next horse I want to tell you about is a horse that's already been in our program for a little while now. Sweets is a 12-year-old Dutch warmblood gelding. He's an all-around English whiz and has been doing excellent with our beginner riders. For the past month or so, we've been leasing him from a barn outside of Jarlheim. Originally, they wanted to sell him outright, but his price tag was so expensive we couldn't really justify it without seeing how he would do in our program first. To be honest, I think Arlo was hoping he wouldn't work out because, again, he's super expensive. But, well, we all love him. He's genuinely so sweet. He's basically a 16.5 hands high puppy dog. He's extremely social, loves being around people and horses, and will do just about anything for a treat. He's so eager to please and very gentle and easygoing, which has made him a hit with students of all levels, but ideal for our beginners. Whether he's riding laps or cuddling in the pasture, he's really just happy to be involved. Despite our lease, we knew his barn was still looking for a buyer, and that they wouldn't hesitate to break our lease if they found one, so, we bought him. I'm not going to lie, he sort of blew our entire budget for the season, but I think he's really worth it. Even though we're out of budget for this season, we still had more horses to see. A lot of our riders were hoping to compete this year in 3-day eventing, so there's been a lot of requests for horses who have the skills and stamina to compete. Discussing it with Arlo, we do still want to try to get at least one more horse that is maybe a little bit more intermediate to advanced. The first horse we're considering is a Swedish warmblood stallion named Mars. He is 6 years old and relatively new to eventing, however he's been competing in both show jumping and dressage with his riders since he was old enough to. Cross country is pretty new to him, but he's done pretty well for himself, earning a few ribbons in the Golden Leaves event circuit. While he is still a beginner for eventing, he has shown higher levels in both show jumping and dressage, so it's only a matter of time with the right trainer before he catches up in cross country too. Personality-wise, he's a little goofy. It's so funny, with such a big head, sometimes he acts like there's only a little brain behind his eyes. He's not dangerous by any means, just a little spooky.
Whoa, alright Mars. Wait, seriously? It's okay, buddy, you just jumped this one like a minute ago. That's okay. Reacquaint yourself. See, you know this one. He's chill. Alright. And yes, good job, Mars. Okay? So the little one is scary, but the big one is fine? Oh my god, you're silly. You're so proud of yourself.
Yeah, he definitely has his head in the clouds sometimes, but I think it's something we can work on with him. Asking price for him is about 6,000 Jorvik shillings. The second horse we're considering is a gelding named Domino. He's a 9-year-old self-Francais and already an accomplished eventer at the intermediate level. We wouldn't have to do much training with him other than keeping up his skills. He is a bit fiery when he's ready to go though. He loves a good run and seems to really enjoy competing. His preference does seem to lie with endurance and show jumping. I think he just enjoys the movement and going fast in general. He is a bit stiff in the dressage ring in my opinion, like he's trying really hard to contain himself and not bolt off. He can and will do dressage, but he seems almost bored when he does. With the right rider, he can score high though, so I think we would just have to work on getting him to soften a little bit. Since he does have more experience, they're asking for 18,000 Jorvik shillings for him. Finally, there's Dasha. I found Dasha on one of those late night scrolls looking at adoptable horses, because that's what I do sometimes. Is she an eventing horse? No. But just look at that face. Dasha is a 17-year-old appendix mare. She was formerly a polo pony in Governor's University's equestrian program in Jorvik City. The team decided to retire her and removed her from their equestrian care program, so they put her up for adoption through Wild Hearts. A lot of polo ponies often go on to have lucrative careers in cutting and roping due to their love of chasing. Despite her retirement, she has a lot of spirit and seems like she still wants to work and compete. We do have a portion of our students with a preference for Western riding, and currently we only have one Western horse in our program. Kit and I went to visit and check her out, and she seems healthy, sound, and agile. We might even be able to train her for Western speed. Since she's up for adoption, it won't cost us much to get her, about 1,000 Jorvik shillings for the adoption fees and paperwork, but she will require a lot of training to get her ready for our program. As far as the last 3 horses go, we haven't decided on who we're getting yet. To be honest, I wanted to document our tryouts and get our members' thoughts on them before we make our final decision. After all, they will be the ones riding them. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to know what you think and which horse you're rooting for the most. Anyway, I have to get back to the stable for night rounds and get everyone fed and settled. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.